Hello everybody, this is Juntes. This might be the dumbest build I have ever done, but I have always been intrigued by what is the maximum life in Diablo 2 possible with current gear. A while back I did a video guide for maximum defense on a paladin, and this is the same concept where I take everything to the extreme, finding the smallest possible upgrades. Now, this build is of course not gonna work for anything. It is just for purely fun, and if you can't see the fun in it, that's okay. At least I had fun making it, so that's really all that matters. But now, I think we can just get out some disclaimers first. This is extremely hard gear, gear dependent. I'm not even sure if I could get the gear in game. You could, but it would be extremely hard. Another thing is also that I'm using every single pre-buff that I could possibly get in a setup that doesn't include a bulb that has 55 plus 2 battle orders or whatever. However, and this is where it also again gets tricky, sort of like the holy shield on the max defense. You see this call to arms here? It has a 21 plus skillet and the plus 1 extra on the call to arms itself, meaning that I have a plus 22 battle orders. Now in the intro you saw some screenshots and whatnot. Feel free to go back now to the intro and rewatch that so you kinda get the idea why I have a modded call to arms. I have done this just to make it easier on myself so I do not have to carry tons of pre-buff gear in the stash and whatnot. I'm just kinda lazy that way. I didn't really want to bother switching out so much gear before hopping into Werebear at the end. So let's talk stats. The druid starts with a 25 strength at base level 1, and I think it has 55 HP at level 1, and then every level it gets 1.5 health up to level 99, and then there's also the Alcor quest which gives 60 HP on all 3 difficulties, plus if you're able to actually get it to level 99 you do get up to 105 stats to put into it. That means that the base vitality of a druid at level 1 is 20, and yeah, actually it's 25, yeah, so I put 505 points into vitality. There you go. Now, there's really nothing more to say than that. I think we are pretty much done with the stats and kind of explaining all the quirks and mechanics behind it, because again, of course, this is a bit, retarded with like this modded call to arms with pre-buff gear and whatnot, but this is truly legit gear. I'm pretty sure that there is nothing wrong with this, because I also want to quickly mention now, you could get even higher than what I'm going to be showing you now, but that would require such as a Shaco in an old patch and whatnot, which I am not interested. I am only going to be using gear that I could physically get right now if I played Diablo in 2017. So a fun little note on the gear first. You see this inventory? When I started out doing this build and thinking about it, I was sure that Anelius and Torch would always be better than small charms. It actually wasn't, and it's again mostly due to all the modifiers and battle orders from the call times, pre-buff gear and whatnot. So yeah, a full inventory of just 20 small charms, very nice. Oh yeah, and these are a bit ghetto one with a name, which should just have been small charm Vita. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a surprise to me, because you would think that plus 20 to all stats would somehow be pretty good, but no, it was actually a lot worse than just having a full inventory of 20 live small charms. But with that said, let's get to the first two easier items. Blood Feast for 40 life and Water Augurs for 65 lives. Everyone knows that this is the maximum. Like, yeah, 40 life is just so amazing. Like, look at these gloves, level 9. Always been such a stable item in Diablo 2 universe for so many years, for so many builds. But yeah, they have 40 life. And then of course Water Augurs is famous for that 65 life. And yeah, like really good boots overall. But yeah, 65 life is very high. And then let's get to the first couple of fun items. The rings. Rings can get up to 60 life at maximum, so you're never gonna find a ring that has more than 60 life. However, It can also get up to, I believe, 25 strength. I know I have seen 25 strength before I made this. I think I was googling a few pictures. But yeah, one ring has 25 strength and then the other one has 20. Oh yeah, so as I mentioned, the belt has 10, which means that I get just enough strength to wear my armor. So yeah, this was just some ghetto made rings, but for testing purposes, this is exactly what you need. But yeah, again, getting a ring with 20 strength and 60 life, that alone requirement is very hard. So yeah, I wish you good luck on that if you want to try and get it online on a server or whatever. And then we get to the build here. 100 life is actually possible to get on a build. Yeah, surprise to me as well, but you can even get low strength requirement builds that has up to 100 life, and apparently it can also have up to, like, I don't know, 25-30 strength or something on a build. So this is a perfect contender for just having some strength and life. And again, I could have gone with another base. I could have gone with something from, like, normal. It doesn't have to be like an elite build such as the Vampire Fang build, but yeah, I just went with this one because I could. And then I think we should take the armor since I showed it just before. This one is pretty funny. Everyone knows that sockets, armors can roll up to 4 sockets. However, an armor can of course also roll with stats plus sockets, and this is where it kind of gets cool. So back in the days, I think people were trying to shop for these armors, and they're still a lot worth nowadays. They're really expensive still. But yeah, the maximum life without these sockets are 100 life. So you can get a chest that has 4 sockets and 100 life. You could even get something like 24% faster hit recovery and whatnot. It's a fun armor to have. I actually use it on my sealed sword with such an armor here, so it's pretty cool. And then shield. Yeah, you're probably going, what the hell? But yeah, 3 runes. That is better than any other possible gimmicky setup, whatever. And then just any shield with 3 sockets, and then apparently even low level shields such as a large shield, which you can buy on a one merchant such as Chargy or whatever. It can also roll up to 60 life, so you get 60 life plus, was it 50 life each rune or something? Yeah, it was 50 each rune into a shield. So yeah, 210 life just from the shield alone. Very nice. And then modded Armageddon splits just really quickly. Should have probably made a better base like the build, but 100 life. Um, I'm thinking you probably know this from like item shops or something really crazy PvP setups. I actually have a amulet close to 100 life on my shape druid that has +3 to shape, and was it 92 life or something? I didn't quite get it to 100. But a +3 skiller amulet and 100 life, they are legit. They can easily be gotten. I would say they aren't even that hard to get. I would go as far as saying that. So yeah, it's an easy contender for the highest health on an amulet. And then the helm, that is just a diadem with 3 sockets and 100 life, because apparently a diadem, instead of 30 dexterity, 31 faster one walk, whatever, it can also roll up to 100 life. So 100 life plus 3 perfect rubies, that is the maximum health on a helm that you can get. And then we come to the fun sword. So this had to be a crystal sword. I don't really think there's any other bases than this one that has such a low strength requirement. And obviously also no dexterity. Another really important thing such as a faceplate requires a lot of dexterity to equip. But yeah, this is a crystal sword with 120 life. So each of the jewels in this socketed item here gives 20 life each. And that's pretty much it. 20 life jewels are definitely not hard to get, and neither is a 6-socketed crystal sword, pretty common. But I think that pretty much rounds it up, and I could also mention quickly call to arms. Okay, I'll just quickly mention again. Plus 21 plus the extra skill on Call's Arms gives me a plus 22 battle orders, which is, what was it now again? It was 98% maximum life. And now you're thinking why again? Yeah, it is because the best possible pre-buff gear that you could possibly get on a druid, you could get it up to 22, or yeah, 22 in total, yes. So that is just why I went with this one, to be a little easier on myself, so I didn't have to make pre-buff gear as well in the stash. But yes, now it's time to wrap up the video. It's very easy. Battle orders, poof. Since we have all this pre-buff gear going on from just the modded Call's Arms, we are just gonna buff battle orders once, then we go into the normal setup, the weapons. There's these two items, of course. Then we take Oak Sage out, and that's it. Now, I will show off Werewolf first, just because maybe some people are interested in that. But as you can see, 360% and Werewolf at 310%, so it's always gonna give a bit less health. 26,772, so this is the maximum life that you can get in Werewolf. Always a fun little note there. And then Werebear, 28,418 health. Yeah, I could probably also mention again the maximum pre-buff gear, of course, going on with both Oak Sage and the bears themselves, or Werebear itself, and Lycanthrope. Pre-buff gear is such a mess to go with, but again, see the screenshots or even in the link description below if you want more info on pre-buff gear and how it kind of works out. Because maybe some people are wondering why I have a level 56 Oak Sage. Seems a bit extreme, but yeah, that is actually possible. So yeah, this was pretty much it. Definitely a fun build. I mean, I have nothing that I can do with this build. I can try to kill him up, but it's probably just gonna heal more than I could ever damage it. I would die before I even got this down to half health. But yeah, this is definitely the dumbest and most impractical build that I've shown on my channel. But it's also one of the most coolest things I have done, because I just like big numbers and stats and all those sort of geeky things. I thought the maximum defense video I did some time ago was pretty freaking awesome, but yeah, I don't think too many people are maybe that interested in such numbers here, but I quite like it. And yeah, today I've definitely crossed off another one on the list. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.